So I'll be installing a web server. First, I access the security tab of my AWS instance to locate the specific security group settings for my server. Add a new inbound and outbound rules to allow traffic for SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS from any source IP. I signed up for a new IP account using my email address to create a dynamic DNS hostname for my server. Then I created my specific hostname, which is fionahirana.ddns.net, as a DNS host record pointing to my server. I updated the local package index to ensure I had the latest information on the newest versions of packages and the dependencies. I installed the GCC compiler and made a utility to provide the necessary tools for building and installing the NoIP software from its source code. I created a dedicated directory named NOIP and navigated into it to keep the source files organized during the installation process. Then I used the wget command to download the NoIP dynamic update client source code directly from the provider's server. Additionally, I extracted the contents of the downloaded tarball to access the source files needed for compilation. I moved into the NoIP directory and ran the commands to compile and install the software. I opened the Nano Editor window and added a startup script. The first command was to ensure the system knows about our startup script, and the second command enables it so that it can actually run on boot. This shows that it's active. I used the app command to install the Apache 2 web server. I ran this command to double check that it's installed correctly. This is where I enabled Apache 2. This shows that it's active. I went into my web browser to check if it's working. Although my website works, the browser still says not secure by the URL bar. This is because the website only supports HTTP, meaning that it sends and receives data in plain text with no encryption. So I need to add HTTPS support to make it secure. To get HTTPS support, I installed the required packages onto the system first, and then ran a command to make sure it was installed properly. This is where I ran the certbot program to get it all working. It successfully deployed a certificate for my domain, meaning I enabled HTTPS. I went back into my browser to check that the not secure sign was gone. My website is now HTTPS as seen in the tab.